There are some evil motherfuckers at the top. They control the news, they control what you eat, what you drink, and more importantly, they control all of the money. And in 2008, it became painfully obvious that something needed to change. And in case you're not aware, in 2008, they triggered what was the worst financial collapse since the Great Depression. And if you think that it was just due to bad luck, you're being lied to. Here's exactly what happened. The banks were handing out mortgages to anyone who could sign a piece of paper. They bundled those risky loans into financial products they called mortgage-backed securities. On paper, these securities sounded safe, but under the surface, it was just a complete show. The banks knew this. They sold this junk to pensions, retirement funds, even foreign governments, making billions of dollars in fees and obviously bonuses. And here's what happened. When the bubble burst, i.e., when the people they lent money to couldn't pay the money back, regular people lost jobs, they lost homes, they lost their savings, and the banks, they didn't just survive, they got bailed out by the government with our taxpayer money. They created the fire and then the government handed them your water to put the fire out while they left you to burn. And on top of that, here's the ugly truth about banks. They don't keep your money safe. They take your deposits and they lend them 10 times over, making profit off of your savings. They charge interest on loans, but they give you pennies on your deposits. And when they blow up the system like they did in 2008, you're the one that's left homeless, while they get the government to bail them out. Now here's the bottom line. Every time that you trust a bank, you're handing them your wealth, and they are using it against you. They are using it to their own benefit, not to yours. And you might think, well, yeah, but my money's insured. Well, here's the problem. That is a lie of comfort. Insurance only works when a few banks fail, not just one. If the system itself cracks, the government just prints more money. And if this happens, if those few banks fail, then hey, guess what? It's 2008 again. And every single dollar in your bank account, in your pocket, instantly loses its value. Your groceries are more expensive, rent is also more expensive, your paycheck buys you less stuff, and you pay for their mistakes through inflation. But a little over a decade ago, something has been happening in the background that has the people that control all the money shaking in their boots. Something called crypto. There's no banks, there's no gatekeepers, and there is no middlemen that take your money and they gamble it all away, so just basically have infinite money out of nowhere. It's transparent, it's borderless, and it puts you in control. More importantly, it's a completely independent currency that is backed by real money. But there is a catch to crypto, and that is that it's still the Wild West. It's no different than gambling the money, just that you'd be doing the gambling, not everyone else. So essentially, if you don't know when to buy, when to sell, you'll get wrecked just like anywhere else. But this space is rapidly growing and changing. And now there's apps like FOMO that instead of guessing, you literally mirror the trades of the top performers in the platform in real time. When they buy, you know. When they sell, you know. It's like having insider access like all these super Wall Street billionaires do, but you don't need the billions of dollars or the Wall Street badges. The banks will forever continue stealing your money. 2008 is just an example of what happens when they do. Inflation proves it every single time you buy groceries. So ask yourself, how much longer are you going to let them bleed you dry before you take action, before you find financial sovereignty? If you want to try the app FOMO, download it today with the link in my bio, or you can use code Mr. Turrentine when you download it and you get 10% off of your trading fees for an entire lifetime.